for Maizzy. Maizzy had only lived with Granka a couple weeks when she went for her first vet appointment. It was just to make sure she was healthy because she was 8 years old, and that's pretty old for a dog. It was something like the doctor visit the kids have before school each year. The morning came and Granka loaded Maizzy into the car, Minnie Pearl. Minnie was so excited that her horn let out a squeal. She loves that dog Maizzy almost as much as Granka does. Maizzy, however, was in for a less than fun morning. The vet was nice enough, but Maizzy didn't really like the exam and shots, and after the vet was finished, Granka waited for the news, and there was news. The good news was that Maizzy had a healthy heart and she'd probably live a very long life. Then came some bad news. Maizzy needed a dentist. For dogs, that's a vet too. Maizzy had at least 6 teeth that needed to be pulled, and her other teeth needed to be cleaned very badly. In fact, it probably hurt a lot for Maizzy to chew her food and treats. When the vet showed Granka the teeth, she cringed just a little. Maizzy's teeth looked very sore. After that, the vet told Granka how much it would cost to fix Maizzy's teeth. It was a lot of money because all those teeth that had to be pulled. Granka loved Maizzy so much that she didn't care a whole lot about money. But at the same time, she wished there was a tooth fairy for dogs. If there was a tooth fairy, then maybe the fairy would leave enough money under Maizzy's pillow to help pay the vet bill. That would be so nice because I have a lot of pets to take care of with my money, thought Granka. When Granka and Maizzy got home, that pup took a long nap, and Granka logged into Facebook. She wrote a note on there, they call that posting, about needing a tooth fairy for Maizzy. That's when she met the dog fairy, right there on Facebook. That dog tooth fairy had a Facebook account all his own, even knew how to type people words. That dog replied to Granka's post right there on the computer. That dog said he was a tooth fairy for dogs and he would help Granka to fix Maizzy's teeth. If you are the tooth fairy, what is your name? Asked Granka, suspicious this was a bad joke. Because dogs don't have Facebook accounts, nor do they have tooth fairies. Mason is my name, said that tooth canine. Canine means dog. Mason is the name of the tooth fairy? Asked Granka. Yes, it is, replied Mason, and I have a Facebook account so I can find dogs that need help with their teeth. It hurts to have bad teeth, and I don't want other dogs to hurt like that. That's very kind of you, Mason, said Granka. You must have the strength of kindness. Yes, said Mason. That's why they promoted me to tooth fairy. Tooth fairies for dogs have to be kind. Okay, said Granka. What do I need to do to have you help with Maizzy's teeth? I don't want her to be in pain anymore. That kind little fairy dog then sent Granka a message with the date and time that Granka should take Maizzy to a special, extra kind vet. Granka got up early the day of the dentist visit and took Maizzy on a walk. Oh, Granka loved that silly short-legged dog and didn't want her to be in pain anymore. When they got home from the walk, Granka asked Minnie Pearl to drive very carefully to the special vet that Mason had arranged for Maizzy. It was a little bit of a drive, all the way to a little town called Delta. As she drove Minnie, Granka wondered if Mason would leave enough money under Maizzy's pillow to help pay for the vet bill. Minnie Pearl was very cautious that morning. I mean, she was almost slow. She was worried about Maizzy, just like Granka was. I wish there was a gasoline fairy for cars, said Minnie. So do I, said Granka. Every time you lose a gallon, I could use a little money under your pillow. With the help of Minnie's GPS, they found the special vet in Delta. Granka almost missed the driveway the first time, she was so nervous, but Maizzy seemed happy and did not notice much that Granka and Minnie were so worried about her. Granka took her into the vet's office, and a nice man with a leash came out and took Maizzy. It would be 7 hours before Maizzy could come home. Granka had a little tear in her eye when she handed the leash to the man who she thought might be Mason's helper. She went out to get back in Minnie Pearl, and that car was so worried that her bumper was in a big frown, I tell you. The day passed, and it was time to go back to Delta and get Maizzy. Granka and Minnie were both anxious to see the little dog again. Granka brought the leash in case Maizzy would want to go for a walk. Maizzy's favorite park is in Delta, after all. When Granka got there, a nice woman went back and brought Maizzy out. Poor little dog looked like her mouth hurt, but the woman showed Granka Maizzy's teeth, and they were white as pearls, and they only had to pull 3 teeth. I think that Mason is already helping Maizzy, thought Granka. The best part happened when Granka went to pay the bill, though, because the vet's helper said Granka didn't know very much money. Granka replied, I thought it was supposed to cost a lot more. I know there were only 3 teeth, not 6, but still. The vet's helper replied, well, when Maizzy woke up from her surgery, there was enough money under her pillow to pay most of the bill. Granka just smiled. Mason is a tooth fairy for dogs, she thought. Boy, that Minnie was happy to see Maizzy, I tell you. She honked so loud the vet could hear her clear inside the building. Then Granka loaded Maizzy into Minnie's seat, and away they went to the park. Minnie drove so carefully it was like drifting on a cloud, I tell you. They got to the park, and Maizzy felt a little tired and her mouth hurt. It was her favorite park, though, because it had lots of crunchy leaves. Maizzy loves walking through those crunchy things, and that's no joke. So Minnie waited patiently in the parking lot, while Granka and the little dog walked all around the lake and visited the dog park. Maizzy seemed happy, but a little worn out. That night, when Granka got home, she started thinking a lot about the tooth fairy that had come for Maizzy. That Mason was so kind to Maizzy and other dogs. Granka thought about how wonderful the strength of kindness was, and there was a good strength for both tooth fairies and vets to have. For the next few days, Granka and Minnie took extra special care of Maizzy. Minnie drove very smoothly any time the pup was in her seat, and Granka took her for lots of walks and gave her soft treats. Even the cats tried to tiptoe around when Maizzy was sleeping. When tooth fairies come for kids, they leave money under pillows. When they come for little dogs, they leave money to help make hurting mouths healthy again. And when Mason came to help Maizzy, Granka and Minnie knew they had adopted a very special dog indeed. The end.